For the gamers who love games, why wait for greatness? Xbox One is here. What's going on, guys? Bryce360 here for my gaming news and opinions all around you. So today I wanted to go over a couple of things on N4G. I seen an article regarding Halo 5 Guardians, and it looks like the frame rate hasn't been announced yet. Pretty common for Xbox, not really surprised. I expect it to probably be somewhere around 900p, possibly 1080p with dynamic resolution. But most importantly, we want as close as possible to 60 frames per second. Especially now on a first-person shooter, I think it's very important to have 60 frames per second. It just seems a lot smoother to me. It feels faster. I think it's an important thing. What I do find interesting, though, is why do Sony fanboys feel the need to comment on these articles? Like, we all know that the Xbox is a little bit underperforming when it comes to the PS4. For the titles that I've seen, though, like especially racing games and then just other games that have a lot of effects like Sunset Overdrive, we have really good frame rates and a lot of effects going on the screen. I would much rather have a clean frame rate than resolution, especially for a console. Like, it means nothing to me. When I hear 1080p, I sort of laugh because I have a PC and I have 4K gaming, or I'll play at 1440p. So it's really irrelevant to me to talk about resolution when you're talking something that you play on the order and it's acceptable to have 800p, but on a game, you know, when we get 900p, or if it's not at least 1080p, it's not acceptable. Or if a PlayStation game comes out and it's not 1080p, oh, it's completely fine, you know. Or they'll make an excuse, oh, it's got black borders. You know, there'll always be a reason for damage control. But why feel the need to write like paragraphs? I mean, these paragraphs that they put, looks like it took a lot of time to say something. I don't go on like N4G, look up Uncharted, and write a bunch of garbage about like how crappy the game is. Like, for me, like, Uncharted doesn't really interest me. Like, it looks more like Indiana Jones to me. Like, that's cool and all, but is it something that interests me? Not really. I mean, it's got some cool effects. It's got, you know, a little bit updated visuals. But I honestly, for me, I prefer Tomb Raider. Maybe it's because, you know, Tomb Raider came out before Uncharted, and I like puzzles. I like to stress my mind a little. And, you know, the definitive version of the original Tomb Raider that just came out, like, you know, last year or whatnot, or the year before, it didn't have as many puzzles, which kind of disappointed me, but I really did like the way they were going. Now, if they make this new Tomb Raider on a bigger scale with more puzzles, it's just going to be that much better to me. And plus, to me, Laura looks much better than Nathan Drake. I mean, you guys really talk about, like, facial hair a lot with Nathan. That's got me a little concerned a little bit. But, you know, I don't understand the point of, you know, going in and talking about Halo. Like, if you either like Halo or you don't like it. I mean, there's no in between here. I mean, if you think it's a good game, you think it's a good game. I love Halo. I like it. I think now it's even going to be way more competitive than anything out there. And to be honest with you, I'm really sick of Call of Duty. Like, it's the same thing over and over, and you hear the same complaints, like camping and you know, they don't like the direction they're going in. They're making it more advanced. I mean, if you think about Halo, it's sort of like an advanced Call of Duty. In a way, it's futuristic, but it's alien-based. But that's not what I enjoy about Halo. I enjoy about Halo, it feels like a game that you can sit down and just relax and have a good time, and just, you know, when you own somebody, and, you know, there's things that you do in there we call teabagging. It's just a really fun game. It's got a really good storyline, too, which makes it even better for that. The other thing that obviously gets a lot of hits, and we're still talking about, is sales. Now, I don't understand the logic and why we're talking about sales anymore. Like, especially, like, you've seen articles about the PlayStation outselling the Xbox in certain areas in Europe, like 70 to 90% market share or something like that, which we don't have really official numbers because some areas are really small. But we all knew that, you know, with the Xbox, it's going to obviously not sell as many. I mean, the PlayStation launched out in those areas way before the Xbox did. But if you look at things that actually matter to us, gamers we actually play with, you know, here in the U.S., like let's talk about, North American sales. There's about a 700,000 console lead for the PlayStation, which is still pretty impressive considering that, you know, the PlayStation, you know, happened to outsell the Xbox. But if you actually think it prospectively, though, the Xbox One was overpriced at the time. What happened when the 360 was underpriced? It was a lot lower price than the PlayStation. Look how much it dominated then to the PS3. Now with the Xbox, it was $100 too much, and it was perceived as being a console that was weaker. And not to mention the media backlash with the DRM, which I'm not getting into. That's a whole nother topic. But why are you guys tired of just going on these articles and just talking about the same thing, fighting about the same thing? I mean, I'm willing just to say, yeah, PS4 won. They can win the console war. You know, maybe the Xbox will catch up. You know, I think the Xbox will outsell the PS4 in North America. It's just my opinion. Like, I don't think it's going to take much. With what the Xbox has this holiday, why would it not be likely for the Xbox to outsell the PS4 by a few million units? Right? The PS4 has nothing right now. You drop in backwards compatibility and put that in your commercials, you know, that you don't have to pay for. You know, there's a lot of things that you can do, you know, to outsell them. You know, and it definitely, it is possible. Like, I don't see a 700,000 unit lead isn't much. You know, when you're talking, you know, millions of units out, then yeah, sure, maybe not. But, you know, of course, in the articles, the PlayStation members, oh, it'll never happen. Hey, you never say never. It could happen. It is possible. Does it matter? No. Does it view me any different? No. As a matter of fact, I like that the Xbox is being outsold right now. The Xbox One is selling very well. It's just not selling as well as the PS4. But because it's on its heels, that means we're getting the better games. That means we're getting the better features. We're getting what players want. We're getting a new redesigned controller. We're getting a new operating system. We're getting DirectX 12. We're getting awesome AAA titles this year. And you're getting games you're talking about that probably won't be released for at least 3 years. Shenmue 3. Maybe 4 years on that game. Final Fantasy, which is multi-plat. So, and you have The Last Guardian, which I read an article may not even come out next year. So you're getting trolled left and right. So when is enough is enough. You got a weaker online system. Xbox Live is far superior. You cannot damage control that. You guys' PSN is down all the time. I just heard it was down again today. I've been hearing it's been down like several times this week. When Xbox goes down, it's like a couple of hours at most. For some people, not even all. I have yet to have... The only time I had a problem getting on Xbox Live was during Christmas, and it was like, I think, half the day. But other than that, I haven't had any problems. Maybe the store might have an issue for a short amount of time. Not very long. Nothing like a scheduled maintenance where you're down completely for days. Or if we want to get back to past stuff, which you Sony fanboys like to do, you know, you were down for what, a month? Over a month? I mean, if that happened to Xbox, that would be in its past for, it would still be talked about today. People don't bring that stuff up anymore. So leave resolution behind. Leave sales behind. Talk about what's important. Games. Worry about your system. You need games. I'm not saying you have no games. You need AAA exclusive games that are only on your console. And don't go, oh, well, Xbox, most of their games are on PC. Well, let's bring that into perspective. Xbox One will have Windows 10, so it is, in a sense, a PC. They are unifying the grounds between both. There will be no difference. So if they want to go ahead and merge them together, that means we just acquired, what, 250 million PC gamers. You know, if they decide to put Halo on there, which I doubt, but they might, then they can do it. If they want to make that crossplay, then they can do it. You know, maybe Windows 10 will integrate where it requires the controller or something. I don't know. But if they take the PC market, they take the phone market, then we have millions upon, actually hundreds of millions of more units being sold than the PlayStation. So stop talking about petty sales. It means nothing. Get onto what's important, games. Look forward to the games that you will be getting next year, hopefully. Hope that they will not delay anything. Hope that Sony brings a better online network for you guys. You know, Drive Club, I mean, they released a game that was supposed to be free. Come on. Everyone's pretty much owned that game now, and it was supposed to be free. And I heard that the free version now doesn't even support online right now. I mean, what are they giving you? And then they try to damage control backwards compatibility for the Xbox, like, oh, it's a bad thing now, but you guys are paying for it and it's a good thing? Like, do you see not the double standards here? Do you not see the hypocrisy? So enjoy your console. Stop trolling the Xbox positive news out there. You know, I'm not saying that Xbox fanboys don't go on trolling Sony fanboys. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I see a lot more of it in the Sony community. And maybe that's because they have more time on their hands. Maybe they're done with their multiplats. Maybe their AAAs are sparse. You know? I understand the Xbox didn't release many titles this year that were AAA exclusives, you know, until the holidays. But we have like 7 of them. You had, what, 2? And one of them was, quite frankly, shit. Trash, garbage. You know, it wasn't a good game. You know, The Order was a terrible game. Graphically, it looked nice. And Bloodborne was overrated. Like, nobody talks about that game anymore. It's a terrible game, man. Like, I know that some people, I mean, it was way overhyped than what it should have been. I'm not saying that it's a niche type game. It doesn't appeal to everybody. So, stop trolling the Xbox articles. Start looking at what Sony needs to offer you. I'm trying to help you guys. Because Sony right now is doing some things to you that they shouldn't be doing. You know, but you're letting them do that. The Xbox community is not allowing Microsoft to give them trash anymore. Why do you think we're molding our console the way we want it? We get updates every month based on player feedback. Is Sony doing that for you? Are they providing you things that you want? How long did it take them to bring DLNA support to you? How long did it take for them to bring that suspend and resume function to you? You know, how long are you going to let Yoshida downplay backwards compatibility and say that we did a study and we found out that, you know, gamers don't actually like that, but we're going to go ahead and sell you a subscription service that allows you to play those games, but you'll pay for it. But they don't want it free. We want you to pay. You know, we want you to pay for your games library that you have. We don't want you to have it for free, but we're not going to tell you that. So think about these things. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.